Hey, welcome back. So, today's a little bit weird because it's weird for me. I don't know, because I'm not going to be here on Friday. So, I'm kind of breaking my pattern. I had a good pattern of record the Let's Plays on Thursday, then record the vlog on Friday. But I'm not going to be here on Friday because I'm going to go back home for my birthday. So, I don't know. I did do a lot of stuff this week, but nothing really came to mind to talk about. I did the board game thing on Monday. And then yesterday I did this Bible study thing. And then I've also matched with somebody on Hinge. I tried Hinge over the weekend. And it does seem like whenever you do a new app, you get a bunch of matches in the first week. I think maybe that's how they try to get you. Oh, look at, I'm getting all these matches. I'm going to stay on this site. And then a week later you get nothing. But so I got a match. And I think it could be okay. I've been talking to her a little bit. The timing's been weird. And also, I've been getting some helpful advice from Samantha, so thanks for that. I guess this is going to be a real quick topic, because I have another topic I want to talk about later, but something I noticed, I don't think I've mentioned it before, I think I just noticed it for the first time, is that when I'm on these apps, I am afraid of asking questions or being personal at all. I always kind of default to just banter, and making jokes, ooh, you're blah blah blah. I don't know, I can't riff a banter, but you know what I mean, just making jokes and being oh, your dog is ooh, my dog, and just kind of doing that. And I thought that's kind of what I was supposed to do, and it kind of is. It's confusing. It's good to be light and make jokes, but you also need to be mix in direct questions and stuff. I don't know. I don't over analyzing this stuff, because then it kind of becomes pickup artistry-y, or oh, I'm gonna trick this girl into liking me or whatever. I never want to be like that, because I just want to have a normal conversation. But there's so much time. That's why I kind of want to do the banter stuff, because it's quick and you're just joking. But when you have a whole day to think about well, what should I say? And then if you say something wrong, they just don't respond. And you're oh, I kind of wanted to talk to you. And then once they don't respond, you can't be weird and be oh, come on, talk to me, keep talking to me. What, you don't like me? Why'd you match with me? Those people are the worst. I'm not going to be one of those people. So if they don't talk to me, then I'm okay, they're not interested, and then I move on. But I'm kind of oh, I wish I had done a better job, maybe they would have liked me more or something. I'm afraid of being personal or asking questions. I won't say, so I'll say oh, you gardening, what's your favorite plant or something. I don't do that, and I need to. I need to be more personal and not just make jokes about Game of Thrones or something, because that's one of the things when we were talking. I was oh, I made a joke about Game of Thrones. I don't know, I'll just say it because I think it's funny. Because I think this was a good thing. I don't want to. It's not super personal, but I'd never want to be personal about the people. But so what I said was, she's a teacher, she's a math teacher, and I was oh, is being a math teacher your dream job, or are you waiting for the biology teacher to die and then you'll take his place? Is it Game of Thrones? Is that how teaching works? And I was kind of oh, it's a good thing you didn't have to poison him or whatever. And I felt that went well. So that's a good way actually of mixing a question with a banter-y thing. I just got more experience and I want to be good at this. I don't know. Whatever. I don't really talking about it that much, so I'm just gonna stop. Because I feel overanalyzing this stuff is bad. Because you're just supposed to be you and just be okay, here's me, and do you like me? No? Okay, on to the next. You're not supposed to be okay, what exactly do you want me to say? And then I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to trick you, and now you're going to like me because I said the perfect thing. You're not supposed to do that, and I'm trying not to. It's hard, because that's what I do with everything. But I don't want to be that person who's creepy and weird and like, ooh, what should I say to make this girl like me? I don't want to be that guy. But if you have any advice on what I should say to make this girl like me, let me know. I'm just kidding. I don't know. So this was the topic that I thought of to talk about today, which is jealousy. I thought this was interesting because, well, in one of my Final Fantasy videos, I was talking about, like, I couldn't think of an example of, what was it? I couldn't think of an example of analyzing emotions. I was talking about, like, oh, you need to analyze your emotions because some emotions are, like, you are bad, but, like, it's okay to feel them, but you shouldn't, like, indulge them or whatever. And I couldn't think of an example, but I thought of one, which was jealousy, and I felt it on Sunday. I guess I felt jealousy in my life before, like, if I see somebody, not really. That's, like, kind of something that I'm good at. But that's why it was interesting, because I felt it, like, for the first time, like, in a really long time on Sunday. Part of that, and so it was, not to be too specific again, but there's a guy at church who has a girlfriend. And I was sitting in the back of the church, and I hadn't matched with anybody on the apps, and I was feeling bad. Like, oh, I'm almost 29, and I never had a girlfriend, and this guy is younger than me, and he has this girlfriend, and I met her, and she's, like, super nice, and I was feeling jealous of him. First of all, I want to say, like, this guy that I was jealous of is, like, he's like the nicest person I've ever met. He's awesome. Like, sometimes he texts me, and he's, like, super nice, like, oh, and it doesn't seem fake. Like, he's really genuinely nice. And I started to, I don't want to say specific stuff, but, like, he sings in the chorus in church, and he's kind of singing, and, like, I'm looking at him, and I get this immediate feeling of jealousy, like, look at this nerd, like, he has a girlfriend. Who is he? He's so stupid and weird. And I preface this whole thing by saying, like, I'm going to talk about some stuff that these are bad thoughts, and that's why I'm processing them. Maybe I shouldn't do this here, and maybe I should just do it with the therapist, but I don't know. Nobody's really watching this anyway. I'm going to start out by saying some stuff that seems bad, but, like, I'm going to process it, and then I'm going to say, like, okay, those thoughts were bad. What I had said in the Final Fantasy video is something that I learned from that Solving for Happy book that I liked, which I didn't really like the book, but there were good ideas in there, which is that your brain is an organ just like any other organ in your body, and your brain's function is to create thoughts. I mean, I know it has a million other functions like regulating chemicals or whatever, but, like, one of the functions is to create thoughts. So if you have thoughts and emotions that you don't like, you don't have to hate yourself for having those things, because it's just like, it would be like hating your stomach for creating stomach acid. Like, you have no control over what your organs are doing. So it's okay if, like, you have a bad thought or you have emotions that are bad, like jealousy. But we need to process them correctly, and that's what I'm trying to do today. So yeah, the thoughts I was having were a little bit, like, innocuous, like, oh, he's so weird and goofy. But if I kept indulging those things, it can lead to bad stuff, like hate and, I don't know, I'm not gonna, like, murder him or anything, but, like, like, just bad, gross things, like, that, like, solidify in you, and, like, ugh, and make you become, like, this horrible person who's just hateful and mean. And nobody starts out their life like a horrible, miserable person, right? They become that way because of things. And so, like, I've never had a girlfriend. I kind of want one right now. This experience could lead to me becoming that kind of a person. And I don't want it to. So we have these thoughts and these emotions, and it's okay. But it kind of has to stop here. We have to analyze, like, okay, this whole situation, what's happening? Let's pause and think about it for a second. Because if we just let it run its course, I could be a horrible person. And I don't want that, obviously. It could lead to me being like a villainous person, like hating this guy who's been nothing but nice to me, and like he could actually be a really good friend, and I could be like passive aggressive with him or something. Yeah, I don't know if I talked about that as much as I wanted to, just like that feeling of, it was really interesting to be sitting back there and to just feel jealousy, which I've never felt before. Like, why does this guy get it? What's he got that I don't got, or something like that. I wish I had Jesse's girl. Why can't I find her? Boop 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 boop. I don't know. Well, I guess that's enough for the first part, and now I want to talk about just processing that and being like, okay, that's bad. Like, the first part of dealing with it is obviously just to acknowledge it and be like, okay, you're feeling jealous. Why? Because this good person has a relationship? I don't know. It was just hard, like, sitting by myself and being like, it would be nice to have a partner next to me like he's got, and I don't have that. See, this is what I was saying, is like, you need to be okay with being alone, and I obviously in that moment I wasn't, and that's why you need to be okay being alone, because then it could lead to jealousy, and jealousy could lead to anger, and anger leads to the dark side. And I did bring that up to the therapist, I think, just being like, I'm not depressed about being not in a relationship right now, because that's probably gonna happen eventually. But I need to be like, I really honestly need to be okay with being alone forever, and I'm not okay with that thought. So maybe I can't solve this in like a day, which I thought I could. And maybe I have to talk to the therapist about it more. I'm not okay with that. And so, like, maybe 5 years from now, if I'm still single or whatever, it could start to lead to more of those jealous feelings, which is kind of scary. Right now, I'm okay. I'm actually going to meet this guy tomorrow for lunch. Like, he's super nice. He invited me to lunch. And I guess the reason why I wanted to do this today is because, like, I didn't want to go into that lunch with him with any bad feelings. And I think I'm okay. I'm not, like, I don't have any, like, underneath the surface, like, subconscious hate towards him or anything. Like, we go to eat together and I'm, like, kind of dismissive of him and, like, oh, well, you think you're so cool? You got a girlfriend? I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be awkward and weird, but just the normal kind, not the mean kind. So yeah, I did kind of want to keep this short. I don't know if I have anything else to say about it. Just for now, I think it's okay because it hasn't built up that badly. To just, it's good enough to just acknowledge it and to say, that's a feeling and a thought. You can feel it and just let it pass, and it has passed. And I know it was bad. I need to understand, and I feel like I do, that feeling of jealousy has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with me. So, like, if I meet him, I should harbor no ill will towards him, and I don't think I will. And, yeah, I don't know, it's just interesting to feel jealousy, like, for the first time ever. I think I've never felt it really before because of that moon analogy, or like the most I've ever felt it is like Quasimodo. I feel like, I don't know, I always bring up Quasimodo, but like he has that song where he's like in the bell tower and he looks at people and he's like, oh, I kind of wish I could be out there just for a day, and it would be nice to be with somebody and walk through France. Out there like ordinary men. And so it's a little bit of jealousy, but it's more like my moon analogy of like, oh, it's so distant that I don't really concern myself with that worry. Like if I saw somebody with a girl, I never even consider like, oh, I should be with her, because I'm like, it's so distant. No, I shouldn't. It's the whole moon thing. Like, never gonna walk on the moon, so why would I concern myself with that? Like, why would I be sad about that? Once in a while I think, oh, it would be kind of cool to walk on the moon, but I'm not gonna really worry about it. But now, like, the closer you get to the moon, the more it hurts that you're not there. And jealousy is part of that feeling. That's it. I mean, I guess having a girlfriend would cure that problem, but I know it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon, so. I don't know, I guess Dalton and Mark and Samantha were the only people who commented, maybe. It's only been a couple days, so. But those are my three amigos. So thanks for commenting. And thanks, Samantha, for helping me with the Hinge girl. If I match with her or whatever, you can take credit for that. Because I did shift, like, kind of a little bit. I mean, I'm still being me, obviously. But I did kind of try to speed things up of just like, okay, stop the stupid banter stuff. Sometimes I would just say stuff to, like, it's kind of selfish what I was doing. I was just talking, like, making jokes and just trying to make myself laugh, and I wasn't really involving her. I kind of was, but I was more just, like, trying to impress her by being super funny or something. It's like, just ask me about me and let's get to know each other. Like, that's why we're here. Who cares about, like, if you're funny or not? I don't care. So I need to take a chill pill or something. Something that made me happy, I guess. I kind of want to do that every week. What's something that made you happy this week? I've been watching The Walking Dead, and I like that. When I was watching it live, I remember kind of hating the 7th and 8th season, and I just watched the 7th season again. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I liked it. There's a really good episode that I just watched today called Bury Me Here, which I really liked. And it's in the 7th season. I think the thing about The Walking Dead is, like, as an overarching narrative, it's not super interesting because it's just like people constantly just killing each other and killing zombies, and then it's just like, okay, let's kill this guy, and then let's kill this guy. But within that big narrative of just like nonsense, there are really cool mini narratives, like within an episode. There are some episodes that are really cool and interesting. And I really like all the episodes with Morgan, pretty much. He's a really cool character. He gets introduced in the 1st season, and then he comes back in the 3rd season, and then he goes away, and then he comes back in the 6th season, and then he's there for the 7th season, then he goes away. Rick obviously has a pretty interesting arc, but his arc in the 7th season actually is kind of stupid, and I don't like it at all. Because in the beginning of the 7th season, he gets beaten down because, like, some people die. And the idea is, like, to knock him down and to make him seem weaker. But it lasts for, like, 2 episodes, and then he's back to normal. And there's really no reason why he goes back to normal. So that's kind of stupid. I kind of wish it played out longer, like, over the course of a whole season. Have Rick just be, like, totally beaten down the whole season, and then maybe at the end, slowly, I don't know how to write a TV show. The TV show was really well written. I really believe that. I know a lot of people don't like it. And I think I've said this kind of thing before, and I don't watch that much TV, but I think it's the best show that has 16 episodes per season. So if you can find a better show that has 16 episodes per season, let me know. There are better shows, but they have like 10 episodes per season, and that's easier because you get to think out more what your arcs and what you want this season to be about. But they're like churning this stuff out constantly, and it's crazy how well they do with that kind of to watch the. My plan is like to watch it all the way through, and then I'm gonna catch up to the last season. I haven't seen it yet, and then there's some episodes coming out, and then in the fall is the last. That's when it ends. So it's cool. I don't know. That's too much Walking Dead talk, but thanks for watching, and wish me luck with the Hinge girl. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But it seems like a person I could like, so I'm kind of hoping. I'm just worried about like the inevitable point where like we have to meet, and I'm just like, it's kind of a letdown because I'm just so awkward in person. I don't know. I want to be better, but but anyway, I'll see you tomorrow because the person upstairs is like showering or something. Okay.